This may get me canceled. I've never said this out publicly, but this was the harshest decision that I ever made as a business owner. You've probably heard this before. Don't micromanage people, make a fun business culture, and don't be toxic. And I really believed it. I really did. I thought that if I do the complete opposite of what these corporate cultures are doing, I would win and I would actually make more money. But that mindset nearly sank my entire business. I had to fire my entire sales team and it was 100% my fault. And I am not speaking from theory. I actually lived this life. I made a complete sales team. They were really good at what they did, and I still had to let them go. In this video, I wanted to break down how exactly I got it all wrong, how a soft heart can actually kill your business faster than a bad product, and the solution that I came up with. So the first lesson that I learned is accountability does not survive in freedom. I thought complete autonomy would actually empower my team. I refused to micromanage them. I gave them their space, and I gave them all the autonomy that I could, in hopes that they would actually perform better. But what happened was that they started deciding their own times, they decided their own breaks, their working hours, and they were actually working way less. So as it turns out, that freedom actually breeds complacency, and it doesn't happen all at once. It actually creeps its way in when you're being too nice to actually notice. But that's the thing, the real failure was not them, it was actually me. Because leadership means taking difficult decisions at times, and that is something I didn't do. All it needed was that if I had just fired one person and I set the tone and I set the office culture, it would have just fixed the entire problem. Because instead of firing one person and setting the standards, setting the office culture, I had to fire the entire sales team because the company was in losses anyway. If the company closed down, they would have all just lost their jobs anyways. I absolutely hated doing it. I absolutely hate firing people. It's not in my nature. That is why I spend extra time trying to hire the correct people so I don't have to fire them afterwards. But then I remembered what Ben Francis said. He's the CEO of Gymshark. Ben Francis said that you have to be dictatorial if you want to go from $0 to $1 million. You don't have to be toxic, you don't have to be a jerk, but you have to be decisive. And that includes being dictatorial to some extent. Because when you're taking your office or your company from 0 to $1 million, you don't have time, you don't have the luxury to have open-ended conversations with your employees, so you can't have people questioning you. So when you're the captain, you sometimes have to lose a few to save the many. So I didn't just rebuild the team, I actually rebuilt the entire system itself. So what I did was I actually drafted an even more stricter employee contract, so there were no more loopholes. There was shared accountability between the owner and the employees, and there were just more clear deliverables. And yes, I did pay them more because when you raise the standards, you have to raise the reward as well. So there were fast-tracked promotional structures, fuel allowances, much better pay structure, and more commissions. Being a kind leader does not mean being a passive one. You can still reward your employees and your team, but still enforce your ideals on them. And if you don't enforce the rules, you'll either lose some good people by setting the standards, or you can just lose everything else by avoiding them.